TV girl, blue hair, guitar tab, and guitar lesson. Okay, so this will be just a standard tuning, and we can just start with like the basic chords for the two parts. It's basically like an intro and a verse and like a chorus section. A lot of major 7 vibes, suspended vibes going on. So the first chord, E major 7, I like to do this voicing here. It makes it a little quicker and easier to get to the next chord, I'd say. So basically you just want to hit like the open low E, and then we get into the chord of it, which basically we do the 2 A and D, and then 4s on the G, B, and E. Alright, and it's basically like you hit the bass note open, the open low E, and then we just give 2 kind of downward strums. Alright, and then we move to the A major 7, which it's pretty much just like the open A chord, but we want the first fret on the G. So we'll end up with this type of shape where we have the open A, a 2D, the 1G, and then the 2B. And if you incidentally hit like an open high E, no big deal. I don't really hear it so much in there, so you can add it if you want, but mostly we want this 2-1-2 look with the open A. Alright, and we give that the same kind of like 2 strums, but at the very end you can give it like another couple of quick strums. Something like that, like a down, 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 up. And essentially we just bounce between those 2 chords just like that throughout, most of the intro and verse here. And for the chorus section here, just 2 chords again, mostly just keeping a lot of the same notes, but just shifting some bass note looks here. So it'll start with like this F sharp minor 7, so just want to bar the 2s all the way down to, I'd say, the B. If you hit a high E, that's no big deal, but mostly just focusing with the 2E, then we'll have a 4 on the A, and then just 2s on the D, G, B. And it's kind of a similar deal. We hit like the bass note here at the 2 on the E, and then we'll hit that A string down to say the B string with the 4 and the 2s. Just a couple strums. And now we just shift the bass note to what will essentially become like a B7 suspended second. So we'll have the 2A, and we'll just take what we had here, shift it down a set, really. So we'll have the 2A, the 4D, and then we'll keep that 2 G and B. And like I said, if you hit a high E string on the second, it's not a big deal. So just hit that 2A, and then just strum that D, G, B string. Just a couple strums just like that. And we just bounce between those just like that. Alright, and if you really want to get like hardcore with this, we can get into some of like the vocal riffs interpreted for guitar. So like the intro, you can throw in the open E, and then we do the 1-4-1-G. And when we hit that 1G there, we can throw in the A bass note with it. Okay, open low E, then we do the 1-4 on the G. And now we do this kind of fun like scale where we hit the open A bass note with it, then we hit the high E open, do a quick 4-2 open on the B, and then we do 2-1-G, 4D. If you like to follow the verse vocal, it kind of comes in a beat into it or so. So we'll be coming in from our open low E, and then we're almost getting right to the A at this point. So 2 on the A with the 1G and then the open A bass note. Hit the 1G again. D string, we go 2-4 to 1G. Alright, kind of hold that. You can hit the open low E to get back to the chord there. And then a little further into the chord now, we'll get the second part of the vocal where we go open low E, 2A, hit the 1G with the open A, 1G again, and then the D string we go 2, 4, back to 2, and then you can hit the open low E. And during the verse, we have kind of like this little interlude vocal riff, and it's more or less what happened in the intro, but without like the big scale of it. It just kind of comes to a different note. We do the same open E with the 1-4-1 G, and then the A on that last 1G. Okay, and then the second half of it, do the open low E, 1-4-G. But here, instead of doing that scale, we just kind of hit the 2 on the B with the open A. Okay, just a little more simplified there. And for the chorus, you want to do that little vocal riff going on. We do the bass note at the 2E for that F sharp, and then basically we just do this kind of repeating 2B, open E, 2B. Right, and all we have to do is just change the bass note now. We hit the 2A for that B, and then we do that same 2B, open E, 2B, and just go between those just like that. And if you want to have some fun with like interpreting this horn solo at the end, it's a little funny because like the horn has like this delay on it, so we can kind of mimic that, what's going on. All on kind of like the high E here, we just make it happen. So start here at the 4th fret high E, we go couple there, once more, and then we go 7, and then to kind of mimic like the delay that's happening, let's just do a little hammer-on pull-off with the 4-7-4-7 there. Alright, next part we do open E, 2, 4, a couple more 4s to the 7 again, and then we come up to 7 and 9 where we go 9, 7, 9, pull off there. Alright, take it up higher now with just right into a hammer-on pull-off with a 9, 12, 9, 12. Okay, do a 9, 7 E, a little pull off 9, 7, back up to the 9, 12, 9, 12 hammer on pull off. Okay, and then just basically repeat that whole line twice for the ending.